Yes, today I'm going to take you into module 3. So there's IP security. Okay, so last two modules we have completed. I hope some of them are gone through this because I have shared this earlier. Okay, so IP security it's a very important tool in the networking concept. Okay, so wherever we go, we need a security. Okay, so security is very important in order to do the transactions as well as to do the communication. Either it may be a remote login. Uh, Everybody is hearing, right? So just thumbs up so that I can see you. Okay. So everybody is hearing. Yes. Yes. Okay. Then I'll go ahead. Yes. In this chapter, just we'll go through some of the overviews of the IP security and policies of the IP security and ESP. So it's a very important tool in IP. There is an encapsulation security payload. Okay, so whatever data we are sending, so that should be covered with some protection. Okay, so that protection is nothing but the encapsulation. Okay, so that encapsulation methodology will give a security to my data. Okay, so whenever I'm sending an email, okay, I need a security for my email. So that's what we are discussing with, in ESP. Okay. And next thing is combining security associations. Okay, so we calling this as an SA, that is combining security associations, internet key exchange. Okay, this is very important, and we have gone through it in model 2, that is email. Okay, so email and web we are gone through it. And lastly, we'll see some of the cryptographic shoots. Okay, so that's what the entire module will be there. Yes, I'll take you to IP security. Again, the chapter goals are understand why we use IP security and to learn how IP security works, gain insight on the specific sections, the advantages and disadvantages of IP security, learn specific implementations of IP security, learn of IP security architecture and standards. Okay, so these are the important goals of these chapters. Okay, we'll go one by one here. Still, I'm hearing some of the audios. So those who are not muted your audio, please mute it. Okay. I can see you, all of you. Okay, so I'm seeing you people. Okay, so please be concentrate on whatever I am talking. Okay. Yes, IP security. The purpose of IP security. Why we need IP security? Okay, no need of wearing mask if you are sitting alone. Okay, so no need of putting mask to your face. Okay, so if you are sitting alone, maintain a social distance. That's what we need. Okay. Yes, so the purpose of IP security, the application specific security measures are insufficient. So wherever we use a system on independently and when we are connecting to the internet, okay, so we are feeling some of the insecure way of getting the data or transmitting the data. In such cases, this IP security will help you to give a fully secured communication or conversation between any systems or any users. Okay, it's an end-to-end security and that will be provided by an a tool called IP security. Okay, so this is an IP protocol here we are using. So I think most of you know that in your CCN, the IPv4 and IPv6 are the two major protocols we are using in internet protocol as an internet protocol. Okay, it is not only for internet purpose; it can be for WAN, LAN, MAN. Okay, so whatever the topologies we are using in communication networking. Okay, so in all of the devices we are using an IP security, and this IP security will be provided with the use of some internet or networking tools such as routers, firewalls, okay, bridges, so all those things. Yes, here again I'll come to the point. So the purpose of IP security, the application specific security. Okay, some of the applications like your email. So if the email is not secured, so we are unaware of what is happening when it is transmitting. Okay, so some of the applications needed very much high security, like the army people who are sending the messages. Okay, so that needs a high secured application. In such systems or in the networking, we need to provide a good IP security. Okay, so there is a major applications we are looking for providing an IP security. Next, organization level. So taken company, taken college, or any secret agencies like CBI. Okay, so those are using emails or direct video conferencing or teleconferencing. Such kind of things we need a security. Okay, so organization should have their own networking. So for each networking, we need to give a security, and that will be provided by through IP security. Okay. And next, IP security enhances both application security already in place, those who are already using the IP security, and provides a security to application tracking. So it is helpful for the people who are getting inside to your system as a mail, that is incoming mail, and if you are sending outside, okay, the mail is sending outside, so to other person, so that needs a security. Okay, so it will work for the both application level as well as a lacking security where application is not covered with a secured people. Okay, and next, what an IP security system should provide. Okay, it actually covers the three functional areas. Your IP, and first one is authentication, and next is confidentiality, and the last one is key management. These are the three major functional areas where IP security will provide or it enables its security measures. Okay, authentication, as we know already. So whenever I am sending my information through a LAN, WAN, MAN, or anywhere, okay, so from one system to other system, or from one place to other place through a wireless or wired media, I need to look after my security. Okay, so that needs an authentication. What do you mean by authentication? As we come across first two modules, okay, authentication is nothing but, so whatever data I'm sending, first I need to encrypt it. Okay, nobody should understand what is the language I'm using or what is the technology I'm using. And the next one is, so once the suppose take an example of email. Whenever I am sending an email, okay, first I need to encrypt it and then compress it. Okay, so that gives an authentication. What do you mean by confidentiality? So the confidentiality which comes to the receiver end, so the person who has received it, he has a key. Okay, that is the master key we have discussed in an email. The same key will be produced from the source side or the sender side, and that will authenticate the particular user who is receiving it. Once the both the key are synchronized, then only the mail will be decrypted and decompressed. Okay, so decryption and decompression is happening in the other side of the network or other side of the system. So that gives the confidentiality of my data. And next is on key management. Yes, not through authentication confidentiality. So through any network, it may be a LAN or it may be a WAN or it may be a remote login or an email transaction. The key management is very important because the source and destination, that is a sender and a receiver, should synchronize their data. Then only it can able to do the communication properly with a secured manner. Okay, so these three functional areas will be covered and it will be enabled by using an IP security, and that is nothing but either IPv4 or IPv6. Okay, is anyone getting problem? Because only 47 people are attended. Okay, so still I am waiting for another 13 members. Okay, if anybody has problem, just ping a message through WhatsApp. Okay, and people are leaving the meeting. Okay, so I can see you all the people in my screen. Okay, so those are any difficulty, you should send a message. Okay, so that I can able to solve your problem. Yes. Next is IP security overview. Okay, that is IP security usually designated with a word called IPsec. That is IPv6. That is advanced version of IPv4, as an authentication and encryption method. Okay, it is comes with by default. By default, if I am using a IPv6 in my machine, in my machine, so it gives an automatic authentication and encryption for my data. Okay, and IPsec. So IPsec is an abbreviation for my IP security. IP security, and is designed to be work with both IPv4 and IPv6. Yes, it's a common protocol. Even you can choose the higher version of protocol, that is IPv6 or IPv4. It doesn't matter, but your IPsec will give a enable, or it makes enable to your network, or it will provide a security for your system or conversation. Okay, in IPv6, IPsec implementation is mandatory. Okay, you can see this is a very important thing, and if you are using an IPv6 protocol, okay, that needs an IP security implementation is very mandatory. Okay, but it is not for IPv4, is an optional. So if you want more secure one, then you can enable IPsec in your system, or else it's an optional. But it doesn't give an authentication. Don't show group. Suppose if you are not able to mute your audio. Okay, I'm hearing you. People are talking behind you. Okay, that is disturbing all others. Mute your audios. It's a benefit of V6 security can be rolled out immediately. Okay, that means the authentication and encryption comes with IPv6 as a default. Okay, so then it gives a better security level compared to your IPv4. And IPv4 IP security is not a mandatory tool. Okay, it's an optional. So those who want high security for your system or your conversation or your transmission, whenever using a outside or between a person to person, it's a mandatory. Okay. Yes, some of the applications of IPv6 or IPv4, but it is an applications of IP security. Okay, so just I'll go with this. Yes, these are the some of the applications of IP security. Yeah, the first one is secure branch office connectivity over the internet. Okay, whenever we are using an internet, either in a company or in a private network or a virtual network, okay, over the internet or a public WAN. Okay, this enables a business to rely heavily on the internet and reduces its needs for private networks. So it makes lesser cost and managing of network overhead. Okay, so it eases our work to manage the network as well as it saves the cost. Okay, that is the first application of IPsec. If I am using my system or my LAN or WAN with a over internet. Okay, and the second one is secure remote access over the internet. Okay, so this will give a security. So the end user whose system is equipped with IP security protocols. Okay, suppose if IPv6 I am using, that will enable automatically by default. And if you're using an IPv4 as a standard protocol, then you should enable the IP security, because in IPv4 it is an optional. Yeah. Protocols can make local call to internet service provider, that is we are calling as an ISP, and gain secure access to the company network. Okay, so if you are using your own network in a home or in a college or in outside, then if you want to access to your company network or the outside people, okay, so other than your network, okay, so this uses a secure remote access. Remote access means you are sitting in somewhere and talking to some other people. Okay, yes, this reduces the cost of toll charges for traveling employees and telecom commuters. Okay, suppose by sitting in your place itself, you can do the working for the company or the services or service providers or the end users or customers. Okay, so that makes you to reduce the cost. Obviously, whatever you are doing lockdown for 21 days, so this will reduces the cost of traveling of the software engineers, right? So the same thing. So this is the one of the facility that will be provided through IP security. Okay, the lockdown is nothing but we are sitting in the home and we are wherever we are. Okay, from the home itself, we can give services to either company or to the people who are depends on us. Okay, through your system or through your voice, whatever the methods are we are using. You can instruct the people to do necessary things to make the necessary adjustments in their work, or you can provide the things directly from your network. So this is called a secure remote access over the internet. And next is establishing extranet and intranet connected with partners. Okay. So this is nothing but one way. It is internet means within the company or within the building or within the place where you are connected with the LAN, WAN or MAN. Okay. But is extranet is outside the world. So outside of your network through internet or through some gateways. Okay. That is establishing a extranet and intranet connectivity with the partners. Okay. Some other people or some other company customers, you can say, our clients. The IP can be used to secure communication with other organizations. You can see. So other than your organization, your own organization, okay, your own organization, we call it an extranet. Okay, they're having their own networking. Okay, so in order to access the network, we need a permission. We need permitted users only can able to access to their organization. So I have given an example of IITs and NITs. Okay, so you cannot simply log into their website without a particular IP address. Okay, if the IP address is originated from the India or the global of Indian locations, then only you can able to access to those websites. Otherwise, if it is an outside India, outside the national network, it cannot be permitted to enter into their organizations. Okay, so that is the one way of giving an IP security. That is accessing the system or accessing the network from other organization or from other networks. Okay. Yes, it also do the ensuring authentication and confidentiality and providing a key exchange mechanism. Okay. So again, these three are the functional areas. If I'm going to use my IPsec, okay. So that as a mandatory to give authentication first. Yes, is the user is correct one? Is the user is a valid user? Then, so what is the confidentiality? Is the key is synchronized with the sender or receiver? Okay, and that key exchange mechanism should be provided with the IPsec. Okay, so that is the other applications of IPsec. Next, enhancing electronic commerce security. Okay, so I think you might have know this or might have used this, but you may not aware of what is electronic e-commerce. Okay, I hope most of you know it. What is e-commerce? Uh, in simply, we are using a commercial word e-commerce. Okay, e-commerce is nothing but your Flipkart, Amazon. Okay, any sites which can able to buy or order in online and get the things, Okay, you can give the services. Okay, that is called a e-commerce. Even though some web and electronic e-commerce applications have built-in security protocols, okay, most of the e-commerce websites, okay, even Mayantra and some other websites are there to buy the clothes, even Flipkart to get all the things, okay, Amazon, okay. So those are the e-commerce websites. They have their own security protocols, but most of them are not following the same as like your Flipkart or Amazon, okay. So then if you are using an e-commerce website, first you should ensure that the IPsec is enabled and it gives or it provides some security for my information. Okay. So in the e-commerce, not only you are choosing the things or you are ordering the things, you should do the money transaction also. Okay. So there we need an eye security. Okay. So wherever
Ronald, ಅಪ್ಪಾಜಿ ಫೋನ್
transaction
ಮಾಡತ್ಲು
of
ನೀವು ಮಾಡು.
money is there, transaction of money is there, we should give a high priority for those websites and that should give a green mark of color in your URL when you started typing your URL. Okay, so that I explained you in the email chapter. Yeah, the same thing is it is enhancing here and it gives the IP security in that way. Okay, and your IP security guarantees that all the traffic designed by the network administrator is both encrypted and authenticated. Okay, so this is the task of the administrator who is managing your network. Okay, so in your college or in your department or in your company. Okay, but it is not the case when I'm using a single system and I'm connected to my internet to order a mobile, my Flipkart and my Amazon. Okay, then I need to get my IP security by implementing IPv6 directly or IPv4 by enabling IPsec in my option. Yeah. Yes, it guarantees that all the traffic designed by the network administrator, and for your system, you are the network administrator. That you should know it. Okay, so if you are working in a group, if you are working in a LAN and a MAN, so there will be people who are looking after all the participants' systems. Okay, our candidate systems who was working on their LAN or MAN. Okay, so they will give a IP security to for all the systems. Okay, so that's their task. And if you're using it in a home or in a college as a single entity, okay, so then you should yourself, okay, ensure that my system is secured with IP. Yes, it is both encrypted and authenticated, adding an additional layer of security, whatever is provided at the application layer. Okay, so application layer. So in your OSI layer, there is a last layer. In my OSI 7 layers architecture, it is an application layer. So that gives actually the encryption and authentication, and it gives us some security. Other than that layer activity, so we should also provide our own security measures while doing a money transaction or ordering in online. Okay, so that's very important. And sharing an information, very secret ones. Okay, so this is one example. This is more applications, major applications with considering IPsec. You can see here, there is one diagram, and this is very important. This is just an example. Okay, so I think everybody is seeing this diagram and you can able to read it on your own. Okay, so here there are different networks are using, and they are communicating with the public. Okay, through internet. Whenever the word is coming public, it's an internet. There is no access control here. Anybody can join and anybody can leave and anybody can use the resources available on the internet. Okay, and if it is a private network, when I say private network, it is something like its own network, and nobody can able to join the network without the permission of that owner. Okay, so that's what we are saying here. So, but most of the networks, either a single user or a multi-user. Okay, so you can see here, this is a single user, it is an outside, and these are the organizations. Okay, so organizations have a switch that is called some of the networking devices we are using. So in that devices, we are going to implement my IPsec. Okay, so this is the IP security or IP protocol. I am going to use this, and this is the structure, something like this. Okay, IPv4 and IPv6. I have studied in CCN. I hope most of you studied IPv4, definitely. Okay, if not IPv6. Okay, so each networking devices, either it may be a router or a bridge or a switch. Okay, so that uses an IP protocol to implement a secure transmission. Okay, that is either transmission or reception. You can say it's a both way. It's a duplex method of using the technology here. So Ethernet switch will be providing a connecting the system, and this is the gateway. This is the gateway. Again, the gateway is nothing but one more bridge or one more router, I can say. So that will be a making a connection between my router or my department. If I taken a department in my college, okay, there are 4 departments. If I'm using this 4 switches in my department, in my college, that is Ethernet switch for ANC and Ethernet switch for CS and Ethernet switch for mechanical and civil, something like that. So if you see this is an Ethernet switch for my EC department, I can able to communicate with a gateway, and there is a common gateway for my all the departments for my college. Okay, and that will be directly communicate to the external world, either to the different organization like your VTU or like your DTE or any other external world. And if it's a public network, I can say it's applications of Google, Gmail, okay, or e-commerce websites. Okay, those things. You can see here it's a single user, and it is for a simple application. So this is an organization we are having with a single user and a multiple users, something like this. Okay, you can see here for the shape of only given a system. It can be multiple systems here, and my aim is to make you people to just so how we can implement the IP security. The IP security will be enabled. The multiple systems are connected with a LAN or a MAN or a WAN system. then the bridges or switches will be enabled with the IP security, that is the IPsec. Okay, and if the system is a single user, okay, like me now, okay, I'm a single user, I don't have any other system connected with my network now. Okay, so the IP security will be implemented with the universe system itself. Okay, so universe system itself, it is make sure that the IP is enabled for your system and it gives a secured communication for the external world. Okay, so this is a single user system in IPsec, and this is a multiple user system. It may be server, it may be one client, it may be different clients here. Okay, and each client will communicate through a gateway, and in turns it is connected to a external gateway or a national trunking system. So the this we have studied in your DSS in sixth semester. I hope you can remember this. Okay, national trunking system, NTS. So that's what here we are discussing. So this is what why we need IP security, and how we can get the application in my network or in my organization. Okay, hope you understand. So if you have any doubt, you can chart it. Okay. So I can see your chart. I can resolve or if any difficulty steps. Okay. Use your chart. Go to your options and use your charts in a chart. Okay. You can write if any difficulties here. Okay. Yes, in between that, before going to benefits of IPsec, so as I have already informed to you people, you should select one topic of your interest and you should give uh, a live video conferencing, something like this. Okay, so before the end of lockdown. Okay, so I'll schedule from tomorrow. Okay. So from tomorrow, you will also should take from module 4 and module 5. Okay, it is the mandatory for each and everyone. You should give at least one topic of at least 10 to 15 minutes of duration. Okay, so that I can accommodate 3 or 4 people in a session. Okay, so it's a 40-minute session available in Zoom app. Okay, so once I complete 40 minutes, automatically it will be turned off. Okay, so after that, if you have any queries, you can just WhatsApp me, so that I will answer your queries, or I will discuss in the next class. Okay, so I'll schedule the next class by the evening, and tomorrow there will be a session and will intimate the time. Okay, the same thing will happen from tomorrow onwards, and reserve your time for each session. Okay, so now I can see only 50 people are attended. I know who are the other 10 people not attended. Okay, so it's a mandatory class. It's a mandatory class. Okay, it is implemented from VTU as well as MHRD from Government of India. Okay, we need to submit all these documents to the MHRD. Okay, so it will benefit to your IA. Okay, so depending upon this attendance and the class. Okay, so we'll get a assignment marks. Okay, 5 marks will be decided on this. Okay, benefits of IPsec. I hope no one is raised your hands, and there's no difficulty, and everyone is getting the voice clearly and all the slides clearly. Okay, yes, I'll continue my class. Yes, benefits of IPsec. Okay, so most of you are confusing applications and benefits. Okay, so while you are writing in your project work also, so benefits slash applications you are writing. So application is different and benefit is different. Okay, so please keep this in mind. And this is just for your general information, general knowledge. I am giving this. Okay, so you can compare afterwards once the class is over. Okay, what are the benefits and what are the benefits of and applications and benefits? Okay, see here. So when the IPsec is implemented in a firewall or a router, okay, I hope everybody knows the firewall. And if you don't know, just write down this word and Google it afterwards. Okay, so you can know what is a firewall. It provides a strong security that can be applied to all the traffic crossing the perimeter. Okay, crossing the perimeter means when it is going outside my network. When it is going outside my network, it is a perimeter. Okay, it's a surrounding premises whatever I'm using my network. So if I'm using a single system, if it is gone outside my system, it is a traffic crossing the perimeter. traffic within the company and work group doesn't incur the horrid security related question. Suppose if you are doing, if you are providing a services to your company or a group, within the group, you are able to communicate, you are able to send or receive the data. Okay, so then it won't give a much overhead for the security level. But if you are communicating with external words, okay, so other than your own network or your company network, so it's a mandatory and it is beneficial if you use a IPsec. Okay, IPsec in a firewall is a resistant to bypass if all the traffic from the outside must use IP, and all the firewall is the only means of entrance from the internet to the organization. Okay, so the firewall is nothing but something like a gate. Okay, so gate to your room. Okay, until unless you open the gate, okay, or you open the door, so nobody can able to enter. That is means one way of authentication to the other people who are unknown to your network. Okay, so that is called firewall. But for better understanding, go through a Google and find it out what is a firewall. Okay, so in order to enter the other network, either through internet or through your own organization, it doesn't matter. But you should for each and every system we have a firewalls. Okay, if you want to enable it, you can enable by right clicking on the right side corner of your system. Okay, and IPsec is the below the transport layer. Okay, so where IP security is laying in our OSI layer. Okay, it is just below your TCP and UDP layer. Okay, and it is transparent to applications. Okay, there is no need to change software on a user or a server system when the IPsec is implemented in the firewall or router. Okay, so automatically when you enable your firewall, so that IPsec will be sit below your TCP and UDP layer. Okay, that gives an extra protection to my system. Okay, so before it sends out my system, so the security will be taken care. Okay. Even if IPsec is implemented in end system, the upper layer software, including application, is not affected. Okay, so by adding the IP security in my layer, OSI layer below the UDP, it doesn't affect to my the application layer of OSI layer. Okay. Yes, Samay, for raising the hands, just I'll see what's the problem. Yes, just you can unmute your audio and you can interrupt me whenever you need it. Okay, so only one people at a time. Okay, you can unmute and you can ask a question, or if you have any difficulties, you can talk to me. Okay, directly. Yes, IPsec can be transparent to end users. There is no need to train users on a security mechanism. Yes, for this there is no special training is needed as it is implemented uh, without affecting my understanding. Okay, so just it will implemented in the layer below the TCP and UDP. The issue keying material on a per user basis. Actually, it is using a per user basis. If I want to firewall, I can enable in my system. Otherwise, I can disable in my system a firewall system. Okay, or revoke keying material when users leave the organization. Suppose if I am working for a company and the administrator has given a firewall mechanism for my system. Suppose if I am going outside my organization or leaving my organization or resigning my organization, then the admin can immediately remove the or revoke the permissions to use the firewall. Okay, so that's what the benefits of IP security for individual users as well as a company level of using. Okay, and the last one is the IPsec can provide security for individual users if needed. Okay, so that's what I discussed it now. So this is useful for offsite workers and for setting up a secure virtual network, virtual subnetwork with an organization for sensitive applications. Okay, so some of the companies, okay, they no need to give a in terms of all the users. Okay, some workers need a security and some workers doesn't need a security. Okay, for some of the applications, some of the tools may not work with a firewall. Okay, I think most of your experienced it whenever I'm installing a new software, so I need to disable all the third party softwares. Okay, so then only the software will be installed on my system. So the one major thing it will ask you to disable is firewall. Okay, so when the firewall is not there, so I cannot able to download from internet. Okay, the firewall is attempting to disable by connecting to my system. Okay, so that's what here. Okay, yes. Before going to a routing application, just I'll come with yes. These are the applications I want to explain you people, and this is the diagram. Yes, next one is IPsec used in routing. So the router advertisements are authentic. Okay, so whenever the router is used, okay, when more than one system is connected in a LAN or a MAN, okay, the router is used to connect a multiple system. The router advertisements are authentic. What do you mean by advertisement? So router says that I have an address of these clients, okay, or the users. So the users which are connected to that router, it will be advertised. It will be giving information to the other users in the network. Okay, that is called a router advertisement. By getting the advertisement from the router, so those are the authenticated systems, or the people or authorized peoples who are connected to my router. Okay, so there is a one way of getting authentication from the router level. And next is neighbor advertisements or authentic. Yes, if I am using a network, a LAN network, so I know the address of the people who are connected to my LAN network, so that I can advertise I can advertise or saying that, so these are my neighbors. Okay, so it is as just simple as if I home number is like some 100. Okay, I know the uh, home number of 101 and 99, so it is nothing but a neighbors. Okay, or the opposite line home numbers. Okay, so there is a door numbers. So just it will indicate to the network or a router that, so these are the neighbors, it is connected to my system or with my LAN. Okay, so that is what authentication. So these are the authentication method. This is provided by IPsec if you are implemented IP security in your system or in your network. Okay, verification of direct messages. Okay. So it is another way of giving a protection to a system, that is through IP security in a router level. Verification of direct messages from the router, it can directly send a message and it can get the acknowledgement. Okay, so there is a direct message verification and prevents update forges. Okay, so by forgery, some of the websites will automatically open and it will ask for the download. Okay, and these things will be disabled or it will be prevented by using IPsec. Okay, it will give a warning. It will harmful for your computer. Do you want to continue? Okay, so if you say yes, so you are disabling your firewall and allowing the other software. Okay, so the unknown software or malicious software will be downloaded to your system and that will make your system to a, a damage. Okay, are corrupted. So these are the router level benefits using an IP security. Next comes to an architecture. There is IP security architecture. It's a complex specification. It needs a different documents or specifications in order to understand the IP security architecture. Okay, and the protocol specifies architecture, ESP, AH, there is authentication header, encapsulating security payload, encryption algorithm, authentication algorithm, key management. So these are the important uh, parameters we are having in my IP security architecture. Along with my architecture, the protocol having a architecture, that the architecture is having a ESP, authentication header, and what is the algorithm we are using for encryption of the messages or data, and how we are authenticating the algorithm, which algorithm we are using for authentication purpose, and what is the key management. Okay, so what type of key management, whether it is an OTP level or it is a captcha. Okay, OTP or captcha are the key management examples nowadays. Okay, so earlier without knowing the user, so the source and the sender, sorry, source and the receiver will do the synchronization by identifying the key. Okay, that key is encapsulated with my data itself using a encapsulation method. Okay, there is a data fragmentation and defragmentation, whatever we are having in a protocol. Okay, there's a one thing. Okay, so that is nothing but your key management. Okay, Vijay Kumar, you joined now. Vijay Kumar, are you hearing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Mute your audio. Okay. Yes, most of your
Okay, thank you, sir.
yeah, most of your closed your video. Why? Enable your video. Okay, only mute the audio.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is IPsec services. The services at the IP layer, selecting protocols, algorithms, crypto keys, important security protocols, ESP and Edge. So these are the different services at the IP layer. Okay, as I said, the IP layer is below the TCP IP layer, TCP UDP or TCP or transport layer. Okay, so transport layer in our OSL layer. Okay, below that there will be an IP layer. Uh, so this will enable, this will give selecting the protocols, which type of protocol you want, either a VP, IPv4 or IPv6, and what type of algorithm, either AES or DES algorithm, okay, or SSH, okay. So which kind of algorithms I need to refer, I need to use in my service, okay, and crypto keys, what type of encryption method I should use for a generation of keys, okay, and important security protocols such as ESP and EH. Okay, so ESP, that is encapsulation security protocol, as well as authentication header. What type of header I need to provide for the other side of the user? And ESP and EH services, EH will provide below services, that is access control. That is in order to access a different network or a different system, that will be enabled or that will be provided through ESP and EH. Okay, so these are the different services with IPsec. Only if these two give a permission, you can able to access, you can able to join to the network or leave the network, depending upon the services provided here. Okay. Connectionless integrity. So what do you mean by connectionless integrity? This is an UDP layer. Okay. So when the UDP supports, you are working with a connectionless. When the TCP is enabled, that means it is an wired connection. When the UDP is enabled, it is a wireless connection. It is connectionless. Okay. So data origin authentication. So where the data is started. Okay, so from which system the data is started transmitting or data is accessed. Okay, so that will be identified, that will be authenticated by using a ESP and EH. Okay, so these two services will know where the data is come from. Okay, so rejection of repaid packets. Okay, so there is a chances of the packet will be retransmitted or read. Okay, so those transmission can be rejected by using the ESP and AH services. Confidentiality. Okay, by adding extra text. Okay, extra text, there is nothing but a cryptographic way of making your data encrypted. Okay, so that gives a ciphertext. Okay, that adds on some extra bits or extra information to your network, so that nobody can able to connect to your network or able to read your data. Okay. And confidential with the limited ciphertext. Okay, so with the full text or a limited ciphertext, you can also make your services to be confidential. Maybe in another 5 minutes the session will close. Okay, so till that, so just I'll continue. Okay, so this is the IP securities. Security services will be provided for ESP encryption only, encryption with authentication. Okay, so your authentication header, the authentication header will give a access control, and ESP. So your ESP is giving encryption only, then the access control can be available in all the three parameters. Okay, services. Connectionless integrity will be provided with EH, and it is not with only encryption. There we need an authentication, because in the connectionless we don't know the exact IP address. Okay, it is a floating, so anybody can connect to any network whenever the network availability is there. You can in a dynamic manner. Okay, so wherever he is moving, you can connect with the different networks. So that's what it's an authentication is badly needed in ESP when encryption plus authentication is there. Only if your protocol is providing encryption, that is ESP is providing encryption, then the connectionless integrity services will not be able to provide. Okay, so that's what it is not marked here. Okay, and next is data origin authentication. It is done with the AH from where the data is originated, and again that wherever authentication is there, then only I can identify the which system is sended this data, or from where it is coming to the network. Okay, so those things we are able to get only in ISP with encryption and authentication. Rejection of replayed packets, it is available in all the three services. Okay, you can see here all the three services can able to reject the replayed packets. That means rejected packets are it is a missed packets, it can come back again in the network. Okay, so that can be rejected, so that often is available for all the three services here. Okay, and next is confidentiality. Confidentiality with only comes with the ESP. Either of the ESP will able to do it, but authentication either don't have a services like a confidentiality. Again, the limited confidentiality is also was good for only the ESP. Okay, that is not included with this kind of service. Okay, security associations, very important concept. We used this from the first chapter itself. Okay, so we used a short term called SCA. Okay, so SCA we have used in almost all the diagrams and in our text. Okay, so SCA is nothing but security associations. Okay, so very important concept used throughout this textbook actually. Okay, and all the concepts of networking security. So what is association here? One-way relation between sender and receiver. Okay, so whenever I'm in association, so it's like a client and a server concept. Okay, it's like a teacher and a student. Okay, and a college and a department, something like this. It's a related activities, and that makes one relationship between the two persons or a two system or a two ends, end-to-end users. That is called association. Okay, it provides a traffic between it. Okay, so between the two people, like a sender and a receiver here. Okay, if I take a sender and receiver two people, so that makes one association here. So between this, any conversation or any transaction or any transmission of data and reception of data, and that will be provided a security on the traffic. That means while sending or while receiving. Okay, so that is called a security association. Okay, the security between the associations. Okay, it may not be a sender to receiver, a single sender and many receivers are there. Like an example of mail. I am a single mail user. I'm sending one mail to a multiple users. Okay, multiple users. I can send it to a multiple users. Okay, so that makes an association here. Okay, so you have to make an association, at least one sender and one receiver should be there. Okay, so between them, so that should be a some level of security, and that security is provided or enabled through an IP security. Okay, IPsec. Can use two security associations. That is SA. You can see here this word we have used in most of the concept in our networking theory. Okay, so can use two security associations for two-way communication. It's a duplex, as I said. So receiver can send or reply back to my information or my communication. Okay, or I can send the information. I can make use of getting the acknowledgement from the receiver. Okay, that is nothing but a duplex method of communicating here. Okay, so there's a two-way communication. Services are provided to ASB, but not both. Okay, the security associations will provide a services to either to AH or ASB, not at a both. Okay, so this is an important point when we are considering security associations. Okay, simultaneously, but can be combined as seen later. So in the next slides, in the future slides, you can see that. So SA uniquely identifies three parameters. Okay, so how I should find out whether the security association is formed or provided enabled in my system. So the security parameter index SPI. Okay, these are the parameters we will give in our system. Security parameter index, IP destination address, security protocol identifier. Okay, so these are the three parameters which will come to your system whenever we enable IP security. Okay, so association will be formed. So whenever I implement IP security here, okay, the security parameter index SPI and IP destination address, that is the IP address of the receiver, and security protocol identifier. Which protocol I'm using? Either it's an IPv4. There is a version v4, v6. Okay. So only two versions are there currently in entire world as a globe. Okay. So there are two protocols. Okay. IPv6 and IPv4. And SA parameters. So an SA must carry with it a number of important values: a sequence number counter, a sequence counter overflow, anti-replay window, AHASP information, lifetime of the SCA, protocol mode, that is tunnel or transport. We'll see these things in the later part of this chapter, and maximum transmission rate. Okay, these are the parameters, and these you can see in your IP address structure. Okay, I think most of us seen in IPv4. In IPv4, there is a sequence number counter. Okay, and sequence counter overflow. If the sequence count is existing more than its capacity, it will give the flag will be raised 1. So that means it is the counter is overflowing. Okay, that means I need to transfer only minimum number of data packets, so that it gives a overflow activity. And anti-replay window. Okay, suppose if the window length is maximum, window length is nothing but the packet size. What is the data size I can able to transmit with my channel? Okay, so that is called anti-replay window. So that will give a information the window size is reached maximum. Okay, and lifetime of the SCA. SCA is nothing but the security association is the security association that will be provided with a lifetime. So lifetime is nothing but it is nothing but a lifetime of packet. So once the packet is transmitted through a channel, it has to reach within the specified time. Otherwise, the packet will be discarded in the network. Okay, that is called a lifetime of the network or SA. So this will be provided with the SA. And there are two modes of operation in protocol. One is tunnel mode and the other one is transport mode. And these things we'll see in the coming slides. Okay, in this chapter. And next is maximum transmission unit. Okay. The maximum transmission unit is what is the size it can able to transmit without a crowded or a traffic in my network. Okay, so without making a traffic, without making a jitter. So we have a jitter, one parameter in transmission. Okay, so that is called without any problem, without any crowding at the junctions. Okay, so what size of data I can able to transmit, that gives a MTU. So today I will stop here. Okay. If you have any questions on what is the experience of first online session, I hope most of you are attended. This is the first online session, right? Is anybody is started online session for 8 SEM? No, right? I can see Dhananjay and Nandakumar rising. They are saying no. Yes, I hope all of you are the same answer, right? Okay. And this is the first session. How you feel? Okay. So Dhananjay, you can give a feedback. How you feel compared to classroom session and online session?
Somewhat, sir, classrooms are better than this online classes, sir, because so many disturbances will be there, sir. So
many disturbances means is the voice is cutting or the transmission is not properly getting?
The transmission is not properly, sir. Video is breaking somewhere.
Video is breaking.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Because maybe if the network is poor, then
network issue. It seems.
If network issue is there, only for those people will get such kind of things. Anyhow, whatever session I have covered here, it is recorded now. Okay, so everything is recorded. I think there is an option for you people also can record the same thing and you can play back again whenever you need it. Okay. Yes, there is no much interaction. Other than that, it hopes good. Okay, Nandakumar, what are you saying?
Classroom is best one, sir, compared to online communication.
Then I'm asking so many questions, right? If you are in the classroom.
Yes, sir.
So which is good then?
Classroom is better, sir.
Okay. That is the best method of teaching, but we don't have such. We have such situation now. Okay, so we need to cope up with continuing online sessions. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your feedback. Okay. So we'll get the feedback once the college reopens. Okay. All
Okay.
the sessions will be recorded and it will be sent through your email as well as your WhatsApp. Okay. Does anyone want to share your information? Sushmita, your video is off. Pooja, Sushmita, anyone can come online with video? Yes, you can give feedback. Another 4 minutes is there. Only 4 minutes. So, where is Raghavendra? Raghavendra is not appearing. Raghavendra, Kenchanna.
Sir, here only.
Yes. Raghavendra.
Yes, sir.
Did you get any break in the video or audio?
No, sir, I didn't got any break. If the network is speed, then it will be continuous, sir.
Okay. Very good. Okay. Yes, I'll stop today here. Okay. So I hope at least it is better than nothing. Okay. So you are keeping your time for this session and hope we'll continue the same thing and we'll give timings for each day. Okay. And in the meantime, you select your topics from the module 4 and module 5. Okay. It may be 5 minutes or 10 minutes. It doesn't matter. Take one subheadings or some small section. Okay. So use the material available. So if you want to include extra thing, there is a textbook also. Okay. So prepare your own slide and come online and you can give a lecturing on 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Minimum 10 minutes. Okay, it is better. Okay. Tomorrow session is from your friend Arish Kenchananavar. Okay, and module 4. Module 4 it is cyber security. Okay. Okay, shall I close the session now? If you have any doubts, I can send through your WhatsApp. Okay, Nandakumar, mute your audio. Only around 51 people have attended. I don't know who are all 9. So after this session, I will check each and individual who are all attended this meeting. Okay, or it's been a class. Okay, so if you have any difficulty in attending, please let me know earlier itself. Okay, so further, this is the first class. It will be in some. So just I will select some of the people. Where is Amna Banu? Yes. So I can see all the people here.
Connected to audio. Hello, sir.
Hello.
It's a bye, sir.
Some of the people are not started their video. Okay, I need everyone should open video. Okay, so enable video so that I can see what you people are doing there. Okay, so simply making a connection and sitting is not important. Okay, so I can see everyone's video. Okay, so you start your videos. Okay, yes, bye for today. Okay, so thank you very much for those who attended. Okay, so thank you and see you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Shambhu, you should maintain
sir.
social distance. Why you are sitting two people in near?
Mobile are not good, sir. Mara.
Then use the mask. ಮಾಸ್ಕ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡ್ ಕುತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಇಬ್ರು ಹತ್ತತ್ರ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ.
Okay, sir.
ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಊರಿಗೆ
Okay,
ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
sir.
ಊರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲ್ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಇನ್ನು?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಇಲ್ಲೇ ರೂಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೀವಿ ಸರ್.
ರೂಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ಊಟ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ?
ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತೀವಿ ಸರ್ ನಾವೇ.
ನೀವೇ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತ ಇದೀರಾ? ಗುಡ್
ಹಾ, sir.
ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ.
Okay, sir.
ಸರಿಯಪ್ಪ, ಬಾಯ್.
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Naga.